I'm going to teach you how to coach people. There is no catchy hook. That's exactly what you are going to learn. How to transform yours and other people's lives. Coaching is a very powerful skill. If you are in business, you can immediately become 10 times better if you know how to coach yourself. And you can charge a lot of money by coaching other people, because you see, as we are evolving as humans, there is more and more information around us, and it is harder and harder to discover the signal in this noise. And this is why coaching is one of the fastest growing industries. Despite of all the noise that you hear about coaching industry, there are a lot of people who are looking for genuine coaches out there. Personally, I invest more than $5,000 every year on my personal coaching, because I know that without that, I'll end up collecting a lot of junk in my head, and by the support of right person in my life, I can grow faster than that I can do by myself. In this video, we are going to talk about two things. Number one, the types of coaching, regardless of which modality you are going to use. I'm going to give you one of the simplest and one of the most powerful ways of coaching people. And the second thing that we are going to talk about is the most important skill you need to master as a coach. Your goal as a coach is not to give people solution, but to show your client how to discover their own solutions. This is why it is different from consulting, where you are exactly telling people what to do. If they want to grow their business, then you will tell, okay, run Facebook ads or do this particular thing. But in coaching, you are essentially empowering people to discover their own ability to find solutions. And this is why coaching is very, very powerful. You, as a coach, you do not want to answer their questions. It might sound paradoxical, but in the infinite possibilities of the solutions of their problems, the best solution always comes from within. And as a coach, you must want to believe this in the first place. You must not give your opinions, ideas, and solutions. Because if you really think about it, your best judgments, no matter what, are still your own opinions that might be perfect for your problems. But people are multi-dimensional, and we all have ability to empower ourselves. So let's talk about two types of coaching styles. Regardless of which modality you are going to use, whether you are using neuro-linguistic programming or psychotherapy or any other things, you need to understand about these two different modalities of coaching: horizontal coaching and vertical coaching. Horizontal coaching would mean that if you identify their inability to move forward, this might be coming from their lack of skills. Here is an example for that. Let's say your client or you yourself want to be better at football. One thing that you must do is to learn how to tackle the ball. So as a coach, what you want to do is you want them to master this particular skill. That would eventually make them a better footballer. But on the other hand, vertical coaching is completely different. Here is an example for vertical coaching. If your client wants to be better at business, the chances that it is not about their inability to run Facebook ads or creating videos, the chances that they are struggling with consistency and self-esteem. In my experience, people don't have professional problems. They have personal problems that reflect in their profession. Most of the people are not consistent with creating content online because they do not believe in themselves. And this is the problem with current world. Most of the time when we are stuck with something, we think that, oh, buying this new thing will solve the problem. If you are struggling to make videos on YouTube, you might think that if you will buy a new camera, that is going to help you make better videos. But people forget the fundamental problems, which is consistency, finding out time to create videos, developing the skills to come up with new ideas and articulate your ideas in a specific manner. In fact, this is what I work with when I am coaching people. I go deep into your personal challenges with self-judgment and consistency and so on. Vertical coaching is a self-discovery process. By changing someone's perspective and behavior, you are setting them for a lifelong success instead of a specific event. You see, in the end, the most important preparation is not for a specific event. It is to prepare a mind that can handle any event in the future. So whenever you are working with a client, or even when you are working with yourself, I would recommend you to go deeper into vertical coaching. This will create long-lasting results for your clients. And of course, if you are doing it professionally, you will be making more money because you will be able to transform people's life for good. So whenever you are working with a client or you are working by yourself, I would suggest you to go deeper into vertical coaching instead of horizontal coaching. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes horizontal coaching is also important, but find out the element of vertical coaching every time you are working with a client. And this leads me to the second part of the video, which is the most important skill to master as a coach. And that skill is asking the right questions. Your ability to coach truly depends on your ability to ask right questions. Let me give you an example of a good question and a bad question so you can differentiate. So a bad question would be, do you understand what I mean? Now think about it. You are working with a client or you are working by yourself and you are like, do you understand what I mean? The answer can be yes, no, and maybe. This does not allow much of a self-discovery, and that's why it does not allow any transformation. Now here is an example of a good question. Why do you feel this way? Where else it is showing up in your life? In my experience, how you do one thing is how you do everything. This is why I love asking this question. Where else it shows up in your life? The chances, if this is a habit showing up in your one area of life, this might be showing up in other areas of life too. By asking right questions, you allow the process of self-discovery, and you can go deeper and deeper with these questions. And you will realize that at some point, the client would start becoming aware. By using these questions, you are opening up a portal for self-transformation for your client. And this is why it is beautiful, because you are not just depending on yourself and your own judgments and opinions for bringing transformation. You are allowing the universe to support you. One of the very famous saying in Indian scriptures is, books only give you questions. The answers come from within. Interesting, isn't it? So how do you discover the good questions? One way to do that is by asking good questions to yourself. Every time you are in a situation, instead of asking, what is going on here? You ask, what is going on here? You see, the difference is of intent. Instead of looking yourself as a victim in the situation, you look within as an investigator. In ancient terms, it is called Brahma Jigyasa, which is curiosity of the creator. With an intent of an investigator, you will see that you are getting better answers from within. And by working on yourself, you will develop an innate quality to approach the challenges in the right manner. And another method to develop this quality is by reading books that ask you right questions. As I mentioned in my last video, there is no original information. Our mind is a synthesizer machine. It takes information, turns it into a new form, and forwards it. It is very similar to a chemical reaction. You see, just like in a chemistry lab, we are not really inventing new compounds. We are mixing two compounds together and producing a new form of the compound. At the subatomic level, we are not really inventing anything. Just like this, there are no original ideas. There is all the information that has existed in the universe, and our mind takes this information, synthesizes it based on the available beliefs, memory, and experiences, and produces a new form of the information. And to ask good questions, you need to have good information to feed. Neuro-linguistic programming, for example, is one of the best subject to study. You can also look into ancient books like Advaita Vedanta and Ashtavakra Gita. There's a very good book called Heart of Awareness by Thomas Byram. I highly recommend you to check this out. You can get this on Amazon in paperback format. So we talked about two things. Number one is two different modalities of coaching. One is horizontal and second is vertical. Horizontal coaching is about developing a new skill to optimize for a specific goal. And second is vertical coaching, which is going deeper into your mind to prepare your mind for handling any events in the future. That creates deeper transformation and long-lasting results. Second thing we talked about is the skill that you need to master as a coach, which is asking right questions. And we also talked about different ways of improving this quality of asking questions. Now, if you are a coach who want to create an impactful community around your skill, make sure to check out the links in the description. I have some resources for you. I would highly recommend you to start creating a community, because this creates a container for your clients so they can develop deeper in a safe space. If you have any questions around it, let me know in the comment box. And if you are still watching, I truly appreciate you. Make sure to press the like button and comment down what is your insight on this. This helps algorithm to share it with more people, and I will talk to you in the next video.